Today I'm going to talk about how you can get a little bit more out of your block work. I'm going to go through a few things that you might want to consider next time you're integrating some block work into your training. The first is just going to be making sure you're taking your time off the blocks. So although we're using this to maybe take up the slack and produce a more powerful second pull and kind of overload this second pull in our weightlifting, we don't want to just yank the barbell off the blocks. It is still our floor position and we're still going to take our time when we move off here. You're still going to think about taking the slack out of the bar and building as much tension as you can before you lift. You're not just going to absolutely rip the barbell off the blocks and just pull yourself out of position. A lot of people that do this end up banging the bar away, swinging the bar, or perhaps jumping forward or something else. It tends to ruin their rhythm and timing quite a bit. And that's often where people struggle with using the blocks when they first start with their training, and they tend to get a little bit turned off it. But it could just be the fact that there's a bit of a learning piece that comes with using the blocks, and it might just take a few sessions for you to find your own rhythm from this new start position. And this is exactly why we might use some block work, just so we can clean up some of the positions that we might be seeing off the floor. If we're using it as a technique tool, we can certainly do this and can make all the changes we want when someone comes to us when they're first started weightlifting, or even if they've been training for a while and they just have some positions that just aren't looking right. We can put them on the blocks and get them just to focus on the second pull. And since we've deleted that first pull off the ground when we get towards our knees, we don't have to worry about going around our knees, and we can just emphasize the fact that they need to keep the bar close and let it trace their thighs. Another piece of technique advice that goes with the rhythm and timing is just making sure you are staying over the bar whilst you're initially taking the bar off the blocks. A lot of people will tend to want to thrust their knees forward really early. That tends to work really well when you do that at the last second. So if you're someone who's really effective in that later phase of propulsion and you tend to pull back a little bit, yes, that strategy will work really well for you. But if you thrust your hips forward, you'll end up hitting your pelvis and you'll end up smacking the bar away. So what you might want to focus on is trying to keep the bar close until mid-thigh. Additionally, if you're struggling with the timing, you can also try and integrate something like a pull and then a block snatch, and that might be really effective for you to just understand where you need to be in space and how that pull is going to transfer to your main lifts if you're someone who's struggling to put together the timing pieces in this lift. If we're using this as a primary training stimulus and we're trying to drive as much stimulus as we can into this, we can certainly overload our second pull quite a bit, whether it is just performing a block snatch pull or whether it is integrating something like a hang clean or a block clean into the program. If these movements are easier in training and you find that you can recover a lot quicker and you're not necessarily getting as beat up because you're not pulling from the floor because the range of motion is a lot less, and you can even repeat multiple singles or multiple reps at a certain threshold, this is an awesome way and an awesome tool and a great way to view load management into the program. Hopefully that was helpful, guys, and I will see you in the next video.